Hi guys, I hope you're staying safe, staying active. Today I'm going to take you through a fairly energetic yoga flow. It's the sort of thing that maybe you've been sat at your desk all day and need a bit of sort of something to get the blood flowing, something to get a bit of a sweat on. Maybe you want to add it into your current yoga practice. Either way, I assure you it's going to be warming, it's going to get everything moving, and you can sort of adapt, either make it longer, make it shorter, depending on how much time you have in your day. If a warm, energetic yoga flow isn't quite what you want right now, just skip to the end of the video where I'm going to take you through a nice cooling restorative posture. Like any exercise, is super important to warm up, and I've been using deep heat recently, mainly on my shoulders, a little bit on my neck and my lower back, just to make sure I can start sort of warming these muscles up and I'm ready to go. So straight away, we're going to just start moving. Just find some space on your mat. You can move from side to side. It doesn't quite matter right now. No one's watching. Just sort of get a little bit of movement through the body. You want to take a few shoulder rolls back, maybe forward. Shake it out. And then just begin taking a deep inhale in, reach the arms up. Exhale, just fold forward, let it all out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and just fall forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, one more, reach up, maybe tippy toes. And exhale, you're just going to bring your feet to about hip distance apart. You're going to take an interlace sort of either elbow, so just kind of grasp with your hands like so. I'm going to do, I don't know any better name than sunflowers for this exercise. So you've got to inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up, and as you exhale, you begin to lower. You can take a bend in the knees here, and just sweep the elbows like you're making a big circle. Again, inhale comes up, really stretch, try and feel lengthening in the side, and exhale comes down. One more this way. And exhale lowers. When you get here, we're going to go the other side. Inhale. And exhale. It's a great first thing in the morning stretch. And last one. And back, shake it all out. We'll get straight into warming up the shoulders and a bit of the hamstrings here. So I'm going to just do some mat walkouts. You may have done this in the gym or in a HIIT class before, but you can do it on your yoga mat. So you just take a deep bend. You can bend your knees here if you need to. Bring the hands down to the mat and just walk out into a high plank here. Now you can keep your knees lifted or you can lower them to the mat. Take a little push up, only halfway. Push back up, lift the knees, and then walk back with the hands. Come all the way to standing. That's one, we'll do 5 of those, okay? So 2, walk out, push up, and then walk back. 3, 4. These will definitely start warming you up. And 5. Now, we're going to just do some leg extensions. So again, you can face forward, or if you want, I'm going to demonstrate this way. So balancing on your left leg, you're going to inhale, you're going to draw the right knee close to the chest. Just give it a little rock from side to side. Feel free to hold onto a wall or a chair if your balance is a bit off today. And then you want to lower the knee so it's about the same height as your hip. From here, we're going to extend the leg, keep the toes flexed, 1. And then extend, 2. Extend, 3. We hold here. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we take it out to the right. And hold again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep the leg up, you're just going to bend the knee here. Again, you might need the wall for this if you need a little bit more balance. Otherwise, we're going to bring both hands up. I'm going to just take a side crunch. So you're going to draw the elbows down, so you've got a cactus shape, and then try and tap the elbow with the knee. That's 1. Tap the elbow, 2. Tap the elbow, 3. Tap the elbow, 4. Tap the elbow, 5. And now you can put your foot down. So we do that on the other side. Inhale, brings the knee up, draw it close to you, maybe rock it from side to side, try and get into those deep hip flexor muscles. And then lower the knee so it's in height with your hip and extend. 1 and bend. 2, bend. 3, bend. 4, bend. And 5. Extend, oops, bonus 1, and we take it out to the side and we hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knee, reach the arms up, and again, cactus the arms. Try and feel like your shoulder blades are sort of drawing down here, really engaging the back muscles. And then we lift and tap. Lift and tap. Don't worry if you can't actually quite make it. You're doing the work. It's still engaging the obliques, getting those core muscles working. And then last one. And then release. Again, maybe shake it out. And we're going to come back to the back of the mat and do back out into those walk out. And we're just going to sort of come down to a high plank. From here, I want you to just bend the knees and begin pushing your bum back, your hips back, and then lifting into a downward dog here. And take that again. So float the weight forward, high plank, bend the knees, and then send the hips back in sort of a rolling motion for downward dog. A few of these are so nice. Sort of warm up the back and get the muscles and the shoulders working. And then we stay still in downward dog. You might want to pedal out the feet here, but when you're ready, you're going to inhale, lift the right leg high behind you. Exhale, you're going to bend the knee, and you're going to step the foot to the outside of the right hand for a lizard lunge. You can look up here, maybe sort of feel a little bit deeper into that stretch. It's a really good one if you've suddenly taken up running. And then inhale and exhale, we're going to send the foot back. This time we're taking that same leg, so bend it close to the chest, and you're going to kind of draw the knee towards the left elbow, and then extend the leg. You can drop the foot, reach the left arm up, so for a fallen triangle or fallen star. And then you bring the hand back down, bend the knee, send it back, and lower the foot. So we're going to do that exercise on the other side. Inhale, lift the leg high. Bend the knee close to the chest. And then you're going to take that foot to the outside for your lizard lunge. Take a moment here. And then bend the knee, draw it close to the chest here. Send it back. Bring it forward towards the right elbow now this time. Extend the leg and reach the hand up. So we're going to do those exercises about 2 more times each side. If you're feeling nice and warm and ready, you can begin up leveling. So on the right side, lift the right leg, draw it close, land the foot, pause, then draw it back, send the foot back, then draw the knee close to you. We're going for that starburst or fallen triangle. And here you can either lower the foot, or if you want a bit more work, start lifting that foot off the mat. If you can keep it off the mat for the entire sequence, I don't know, you get bonus yogi points. So inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, we go forward for lizard lunge. Be light in the foot here. Engage the knee to the shoulder and send it back. And then you're drawing the knee under, over to the right, extend the foot, lift the hand. Here we go. One more time each side. Lizard lunge. Send it back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up, fallen triangle. Come back, three-legged dog. Lower that right foot, lift the left leg high, bend the knee, lizard lunge. And again, send it back. Draw the knee close to the right elbow, extend and lift. Get your balance here, otherwise keep the foot on the floor. Lower down, send it back, and you're back into your downward dog. You can take a breather here. You can come to a child's pose, but if you're ready to keep going, and I urge you to do so, you're going to send the hips back. Inhale, you're going to lift the leg high, right leg high, bend the knee close to the chest, hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot, lower the back knee, keep the toes tucked here. And we're going to just sort of move back for a half split and then low lunge. Half split, you want to keep the hips high, feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. Low lunge, half split, low lunge, maybe 2 more. Flex those toes towards the knee. And then from here, you're going to lift the arms overhead. And then pressing into that right foot and sending the left heel back, you're going to lift up, high lunge, and then again, lower the knee just to kiss the mat. For 1, lift, lower, 2, lift, lower, 3, kiss the mat, lift, lower, 4, you should really feel this in your quads, lift, and lower, 5. Bring the hands down, and from here, come back, lift the knee off the mat, and you're going to do this in one swift motion. You've got to go straight into a standing split. So press through that front leg and lift high. You don't have to go straight up, but then we're going to lower for 1, press up, lower for 2, press up, lower for 3, press up, lower for 4, press up, lower for 5, press up, standing split. You can then lower, send that right foot back. You can do what we did earlier where you bend the knees, send the hips back and lift up into your downward dog. I'm going to do that on the other side. So inhale, lift the right leg high behind you. Exhale, draws that knee close to the chest. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step through. You're going to lower the back knee and we'll just take a low lunge and then move back into a half split. Again, low lunge, inhale here and exhale, half split. Oh, getting breathy doing this with you guys. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Then come back to that low lunge, keeping those toes tucked. Inhale, sweeps the arms either side of the ears. And then from the mat, you're going to press down into your left foot, send that right heel back and lift up, really engage in between the thighs for that lift. And then lower, kiss the mat. Lift and lower for 2. Lift, lower for 3. Lift, lower for 4. Lift and lower for 5. Brilliant. Bring the hands down. You can then lift the knee off the mat. You know, we're going from here for straight into your half split, lift high, and then lower all the way down. Lift and lower. You bend the front knee as you lower, press through the heel as you lift. 2 more. Last one. And then put the hands flat onto the mat, step back. Again, bend the knees, keep the back straight, push through the arms and the hips back, and then lift the hips into your downward dog. And so our final sort of posture that we're going to work with is just a side plank. So from here, you want to pivot onto the outer edge of your right foot and begin to lift the left hand overhead. If this is a challenge enough, by all means stay here. If you want to make it slightly easier, you can bring that top leg, sort of step it in front of you. If you want to make it slightly harder, we're going to do those crunches that we did earlier on. We did the standing version. We're going to do a side plank version here. So you pick your poison, choose which variation works for you. If you're going for the crunches, reach the arm ahead of you, alongside the ear, lift that leg, then inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. You should be sweating by now. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Last one. And bring the hands back down to the mat and send the hips back into your downward dog. We'll just do that on the other side. So bring the feet quite close together, pivot onto the outer edge, lift up. As I said, you can stay here if you're comfortable. If your wrists are feeling a bit tired, you should always come down to your forearm as well. And again, you choose your variation. You stay here, you use a leg, or you reach forward, lift the leg, and then exhale, crunch. Draw that knee to that elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. And then you bring your hands back down. If you're on your forearm, come back into a high plank. Bend the knees, send the hips back into your downward dog. Now this is a great time to either hang out here just for a moment, catch your breath, or lower the knees, sit the hips back for child's pose. While you guys are in child's pose, I'm going to try and catch my breath. I'm going to take you through that sequence now with obviously less repetitions. We're just going to link all those postures up into one flow, which you can then do as many times as you like, or call it a day. Up to you. So when you're good and ready, come back into your downward dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high behind you. Exhale, draw that knee to that right elbow. Land the foot on the outside of the right hand for lizard lunge. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, fallen triangle over to the left-hand side. Lift that left arm, lower the left arm, send the foot back, three-legged dog, and lower the foot. We'll go on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, draw that knee to left shoulder, lower the foot, lizard lunge. Inhale, sends the leg back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, comes through for fallen triangle. Inhale, lowers the hand, sends the foot back. Exhale, lowers that left foot, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step through for your low lunge. Inhale, lifts the hands up. Exhale, comes to high lunge. And this time just lower the hands and go into your standing split. Lower the back foot carefully. Send the foot back. High plank, bend the knees. Ripple back, downward dog. And go on the other side. Lift the leg high, left leg. Bend the knee close to the chest. Send it through for your low lunge. From here, lift the hands up high. Lift up, high lunge. Exhale, brings the hands down to the mat and steps high into your standing split. Again, bend the knee, lower the back foot, send the left foot to meet the right, bend the knees and ripple into your downward dog. From here, we're going to pivot, make sure your feet are close together, onto the right edge of your foot and open up for your side plank. Choose your variation here, just go for one crunch if you are going for a crunch, and then lower back into downward dog. Go on the other side, lift up high, go for your variation. Again, lower the foot, lower the arm, come back into downward dog or find child's pose. So, if you want to repeat that, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to begin setting up for a restorative posture. So it probably looks like I've disassembled my sofa and plonked it on my mat, but I assure you I have a very good reason for this. I'm going to take you through a restorative posture called Supta Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. It's a great one for winding down, sort of lowering the heart rate, reducing stress, and it allows for a little bit of a supported back bend. So great if you've been sort of hunched over your desk all day, you just want a little bit more opening, a little bit more release in the shoulders and upper back. It's the one for it. So you want to start sort of seated on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to flop out wide. You can have a play with how far you want your feet, whether they're close to the groin or a little bit further away. And then you want a couple of cushions, maybe a big bolster, maybe 2 pillows stacked up high behind you. And they're at the base of your spine so that when you lower back, you can feel supported and you've got a little bit of sensation of a back bend. This might be enough for you. If that feels comfy, great. If you want a little bit more, you can just add another cushion, add another 2 cushions, so you've got slightly sort of more elevation to really open up the chest and allow the shoulders to really just droop back. So you come here, lower back. If the head doesn't quite reach the floor, you might want a pillow. I've got a blanket that's rolled up here just to support me. And then if your hips are fairly open, you might not need 2 cushions under your knees, but I quite like them there. Again, for a little bit of support, this is a restorative posture. So wherever you can add a little bit of cushioning, by all means, just feather your nest. Some people quite like a small sort of rolled up towel underneath the wrists even. Just anything that brings the floor close to you in this shape. And then you just want to settle in, feel completely supported by the props, by the cushions, by the floor. You close the eyes, you breathe deeply. To top it all off, if you want, you can add a little eye mask. Some people quite like something weighted just over the face. This is your time to tune out, breathe deep, and let any tension melt away. Thank you guys for joining me on the mat. Hopefully you'll be able to incorporate that restorative posture on your rest or recovery days. Of course, with a little bit of deep freeze on those joints or tender spots that need a little bit of extra TLC. I'm Cyan and I'm wishing you all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay active.